Well, hello, this is Pastor Sylvia of New Breed Fellowship here to share an encouraging word midday. It's almost lunchtime for most people. And midweek, here to share an encouraging word again. Pastor Sylvia from New Breed Fellowship, just here to share an encouraging word today. I think it's been a while since I've been on like in the midday under New Breed Fellowship. So how's everybody doing? Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm glad to be in the new year, 2022, and looking forward to the good things that God has for me and my family. And again, Pastor Sylvia here from New Breed Fellowship, here to share a midday encouraging word, midweek encouraging word. I love to read, and my reading time is usually in the morning. That's my quiet time, and I read all type of material. Well, mainly my Bible, and then I love to read this magazine. Many of you have heard of it, called Guideposts. Love this magazine. They've done some little different things with their formatting. But anyway, I was reading, and this Pastor Francis Chan, you may know him. Three questions they've been asking people of faith, God's faith. Three questions, and so I wanted to come on and share what two of the questions that he answered. And the first question was, how can churches unify during these divisive times? So, we are in buildings called churches. However, I believe Christ is coming back for one church, which is the body of Christ. Anyway, so he said, how can we unify? And in such a divisive time that we're in, and we know why some of the reasons that we're divisive. But he said he sees us as one of the most divided faith groups on the earth right now. And I'm going to just read my notes, so y'all just be patient with me. And he says that we seem to think that it's a part of our job, like those who believe in Jesus Christ, to critique each other all the time. Critique each other all the time. And I think it's just kind of natural, but to a certain extent. But he says that's one of the reasons why we are so divided, because we're always critiquing each other. And we go after more, I say we go more after what we disagree on than what we do agree on. What if we just gravitated more towards what we agree on than what we disagree on? Because when we disagree, and if we can't agree to disagree, then there's division, there's separation, there's division and separation. And he said our primary part of what we're supposed to be doing is to love each other. And we have to be honest, we do disagree a lot about things that I will say is not that important when it comes to our faith in God and being on the same page as far as what God says and talks about, and how he wants us to be, how he wants us to love each other, how he wants us to be unified, how he wants us to be reconciled. And he's also given us the ministry of reconciliation. So I just was like, wow, this is really, really good. So I thought I'd come on and share this with y'all. But what can we agree on versus what we disagree on? And it is good, I'd say, that stay away from those controversial things. But some people don't agree with me, and that's okay, because it does bring division and separation. We know even in families, it brings division and separation. Okay, you don't agree with me on this or that, and but let's still love each other. Let's still be nice to each other. Let's still hang out. Let's still get together. However, we find ourselves, even in our families, dividing, separating, but this is talking about being unified in the body of Christ, being unified in church. in the church, to one church, and being more focused on what we agree on. And then another question that was asked of him was talking about what is your hope for the new year. And one thing he mentioned was, wow, how we would love sometimes to do a do over. Like last year, if last year wasn't a great year for me or you, how we'd like to do a do over. And we had our son pass away, and I'd like to do that year over with him not passing away. However, looking forward to the new year, this is something that he said that I really, really thought was great. Let's see here. And he says he's just turning over to the new year and saying, Lord, may 2022 be different. May this be the year when I draw so close to you. May this be the year I finish all the things that I've put off. How many of y'all be putting stuff off and putting it off year after year? I know one thing that I've been putting off for years that I pray that I get it done this year. And all the changes I know need to take place in my life this year. Lord, help me not to put off the changes that I know need to take place in my life. May this be the year that they happen. May this be the year that I change my rhythm of life and prioritize the right things. Because I know sometimes it's like I be doing this and I'm like, that is not even a priority right now. But it's like sometimes I'll be like here, there, here, there. And it's not even a priority. And I go do something that is not a priority when I should be doing something that's more of a priority. And we can just be all over the place sometimes. So may I do those things that are more of a priority than those that are not. Help us to prioritize the right things. May it be the year that I spend more time talking about how wonderful our God is rather than all these other issues. All these other issues. We know what many of the issues are, at least two of them. One begins with a P and one begins with a C. Or one begins with a C and one begins with a P. All these two issues, like I want to focus more on him and raise him above these issues this year more than anything. And then he says, he just said, well, that's what he loves about New Year's Day. We get to do a do-over for New Year's. We get to do a do-over of those things that we missed in the previous year, or those things that I will say we didn't accomplish in the previous year. We get to do a do-over. And so we also can always ask God to help us with anything and everything that we need help with, whatever it is. All we got to do is say, help me, Lord. Help me to prioritize. Help me to stay focused on you. Help me to not to get off track with the things that I know I need to do. Help me, God. Help me to be in unity with my family, with my fellow believers. Help me, God. Help me. We can ask for help with anything and everything that we're dealing with. Anything and everything. You know, sometimes I feel like I sound like a broken record with some of the stuff I say, but that is the message of my heart that God keeps giving to me, that he wants me to keep giving out. So if y'all say, or somebody say, well, she say the same thing over and over, it must be because it needs to be said. That's what I see and believe. So I hope somebody is encouraged today. I believe at least one person will be. But let's go for unity. And let's have the hope for this new year that we're going to get some things done that we didn't get done last year. We're going to be able to prioritize those things that we didn't last year, the right things. We're going to stay focused on God above these issues that's going on in our world. We can definitely pray for our world, but we're going to focus on Him more. Focus on being in an agreement versus being in disagreement, and love, unity, peace, joy, all those things. We're gonna do. So that's it for today. Again, this is Pastor Sylvia from New Breed Fellowship. And thank you for watching. And until next time, I want you to live well, take care of yourself, and God bless.